Our fingers are 10 in number. If you go down, you still see that our toes are 10 in numbers. It is because of that our fingers are 10 in numbers that made human beings to be counting in base 10. From time immemorial, human beings used to count with hands. And while counting with hands, you can see that it ends in 10. So we now say, from there, we now arrange our numbers to be in base 10. I know we have other bases like base 2, professionally, which uses base 2 and others. But naturally, human beings count in base 10 because of this. So from the base 10 number now, you can notice that from 0 to 9 digit, from 0 to 9 digit is the only numbers you can see in base 10. And that is what we use. So, and this is called one digit. From 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is one digit. And from this 1 to 9 numbers is where we will form every other numbers. Now, this base 10 we are talking about, there is no special number we use to denote the base 10. But instead, these 10 numbers will now go back and still arrange the number into two numbers. That is two decimal place. That is 2 digits. We arrange these 2 digits to form our 10. Now, in order to get 10, we now make use of 1 and 0 to get 10. You can now see that all this number is now be repeated to form any number that is in existence in this world as far as base 10 is concerned. 11 is from 1, 12 is picked from there until you reach 19, which is the last. 9 is the last number of these base 10 numbers. 9 is the last number. So if you reach 19 while counting with two digits, if you reach 19, which is then why moving on, you have 20. We have what we call the word 20. And this 20 is not a special number again. It's still picked from 0 to 9. That is, we pick 2 to 0, which is 20. We continue like that till we reach 99. Then we'll see 100. We start again with 100, which is 100. We continue like that till 999. We now meet 1000. So we continue repeating the numbers and moving on to millions, billions, and co. So that is what rise this base 10 of 18. Then what if our fingers are 9 in numbers? Then our number system may change. It may no longer be base 10 system. Now it will now be base 9 system. And in base 9, look at the numbers you will see there. 0 to 8. So you take note, if you are counting in base 10, the one I previously explained, the numbers you will see in base 10 is 0 to 9. But if you are now counting in base 9, the numbers you will see now will be 0 to 8. 9 will no longer appear from it. If you now want to write number that will represent this base 9 now, you go and repeat from previous number. Just like if you want to write 10 when we are talking about base 10, you now go and repeat those numbers. That's how it will be. So in base 9 now, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 8. Now 9 is not there. The reason 9 is not there is because we are now saying base 9. So 9 will not appear. Just like when we are saying base 10, 10 did not appear. It's only 0 to 9. If you want to form 10 now, you start joining the number. So in base 9, 9 will not appear. If you want to form 9, you now start joining. So now this is one digit. Now trying to enter that base 9, you now begin to form numbers 1 and 0. That is 1 0 base 9. You continue like that 1 1 1 2 and continue. Now when you reach to 1 8 base 9, you now meet 2 0. Just like when you meet 19, you see 1 9, you meet 20 in base 10. In this one, when you see 1 8, you now meet 2 0, which is 20 in base 10. But you cannot call it 20 here because you are not counting in base 10. But even if I call it 20, it will now be 20 base 9. You permit me to call it 20. So you continue like that until you reach 88, just like when you reach 99. If you reach 88 now, you now enter into 3-digit numbers. Just like when you reach 99, you enter 3-digit numbers in base 10. So when you reach 88 now, 88 base 9, you now enter into 3-digit number, which is, if it's in base 10, you call it 100. But in base 8, you call it 100. In base 9, remember, I'm talking about base 9. In base 9, we call it 00, 100 base 9. That is in form of 100 if it's in base 10. So if you continue like that and be counting, when you reach 888, that is if it's in base 10 now, it will be 888. But let it call it just 888 in base 9. That is where you will get 1000, which is a kind of 1000 in base 10. So now you see that you will get 1000 base 9. If I may call it 1000, but we used to call it 1000 base 9. So you see now, you will get this when it is 888. But in base 10, you get 999 before you get this 1000. So that is how it will be moving. Then if our fingers are 8, for example, in base 9, this is base 10. In base 10, this. So if our fingers are base 8, if our fingers are 8 in number, then our number system will still change. Then in base 8, the digits number you will see there is 0 to 7. 8 will not appear because we're talking about base 8. 0 to 7 will appear. So if you count and reach 7 now, you will no longer get in 8, you no longer get in 9. So if you reach 7 now in base 8, then trying to move to 8, you now start mixing the number. You now see 10, 10 base 8, 11 base 8. You continue like that until you reach 17. Just like when it is in base 9, you reach 18. When it is in base 10, you reach 19. But in base 8 now, you reach 17 before you meet to 20, which is, if it's in base 10, it will be 20. So if you permit me to call it 20 now, you will reach 20 in 17 base 8. That is 20 base 8. If you continue like that, when you reach 77 base 8 is where you will meet 100 base 8, which, if you permit me to call it 100, if it's in base 10. So in 99, you meet 100 in base 10. In base 9, when you reach 88, you meet a kind of 100, that is 100. In base 8, now, which 8 did not appear in the number, when you reach 77, you now meet 100, which is a kind of 100 in base 8. And if you continue like that, if you meet 777, that is a kind of 777, 777 base 8, you now meet 1000, which is a kind of 1000. If it's in base 8, you will now reach 77 because you will not meet 8, you will not meet 9 again. Then what if our fingers are 7 in numbers? Then our number system will change and become base 7. And the digits number you will see there will be 0 to 6. So in this 0 to 6, while trying to move to 7, now start mixing the number, which is 10 base 7, You continue like that to 16 6. So in this 1 6 now is where you meet 20 base 7. Just like if you, that is, if I will call it 29, it's only when you meet to 16, you meet 20. Which is if it's in base 10, you will say 19 before you say 20. If it's in base 8, if it's in base 9 now, you will not reach that 19, you will reach 1 8, which is a kind of 18. You reach 20, which is 20 in base 10. Then if it's in base 8, you will no longer reach 8 again. You will reach 1 7, which is a kind of 17 base 8. Then you meet 20, which is a kind of 20 base 8. Then in base 7, you will now meet 16. That is 1 6 base 7 before you meet that 20, which is kind of 20 base 7. And if you continue like that, what you meet now is 6 base 7 before you meet 100, which is kind of 100. And you continue like that and meet 6, which is a kind of 666 before you meet 100, which is a kind of 1000. So you see, in base 10, before you get 1000 or before you get to these 4-digit numbers, you will meet 999, 99 into 3 before you meet these 4-digit numbers, which is 1000. If it's in base 9, you will meet 988 into 3 before you meet these 4-digit numbers, which is kind of 1000 in base 9. If it's in base 8, you will now meet 777, which is kind of 700 before you meet that 1000, which is in base 7, 100 into 3, which is in base 7. That's 4-digit number. Then in base 6, now, what if our fingers are 6 in number, then our number system will change. We will now be counting in base 6. So in that base 6 now, only 0 to 5 digits you will see, no longer see 6 there. So while trying to move to that, you start missing the number just like every other one. 10 base 6, 11 until you reach 15. That is 15 base 6 now. So reach to 15 base 6 now, you now meet 20, which is a kind of 20. Which if you are counting in base 10, you will reach 19 before you say 20. If you are counting in base 9, you will reach 18, which is a kind of 18 before you say 20, which is 20. If you are counting in base 8, you now reach to 17 before you say 20, which is a kind of 20, no longer 19, 20. If you are counting down in base 6, it will now be 5. When you reach 15, which is a kind of 15, before you say that 20, which is a kind of 20, you no longer be saying 19. That is how numbers will be going if we are counting in base 6. Then what if we are counting in base 5? What if our fingers are 5 in numbers? Then our number base will now be 5, base 5. And if I meet only 0 to 4 digits because you don't see 5 there. So you meet 0 to 4 digits number, 0, 1, 2, 3 to 4, no 5. And while trying to move to that 5 base, you now repeat the numbers. 10 base 5. You continue like that until you reach to 14 base 5, which is a kind of 14. You now meet that 20, which is a kind of 20. If you are counting base 10, in base 10, you say 19, 20. But now, if you are counting in base 5, it will only be in 14, in like 1 4. Base 5, then you now say 20, which is kind of 20 base 5. You continue like that till you meet 4 4 4. In 4 4, which is kind of 45 base 5, you now meet 100, a 3-digit number, it's kind of 100 base 5. That is 100 base 5. You continue like as you are reaching 1000 in base 10, then in base 5, what the last number you will meet before you get to that 4-digit number, which is a kind of 1000, is 444 base 5. Then you meet the 4-digit number, which is 1000 base 5, a kind of 1000. But if it's in base 10, you must reach 990. But in this base 5 now, you reach only, if you permit me to call it, 444 before you move to that 1000. So what if our fingers are 4 in numbers? if our fingers are 4 in numbers, we now have only 0 to 3 numbers. 0 to 3 numbers. So these 0 to 3 numbers, if you want to move at that base 4, you now start repeating the numbers, which is now 104, 11. You continue until you reach 13, like a kind of 13. You now move to 20 base 4, like a kind of 20 in base 10. So in base 10 now you say 19, but if you are counting in base 4 now, it will now be 13 before you meet that thing like 20 in base 10. And you continue like that. While trying to meet 100 like in base 10, where you will reach is 33 base 4. You now hit that 3-digit number, 100, like a kind of 100 in base 10. If you continue like that and trying to hit 1000 in base 10, if you are using base 4, the last number you will count on is 333 base 4, just like in base 10, you say 999, that's 999, that will give you 1000. This one is 33 base 4, will now give you that 4-digit numbers, 1000 base 4, which is kind of 1000. Then, what if our fingers are 3? Our number system will still change. Then we have only 0, 1, 2. Then if we now want to move to that base 3, we'll now start repeating the number. 10 base 3, 11 and 12. In this 12 is where you will meet that number called 20. In this 12 is where you meet that number called 20. Then you continue like that to 22 before you meet that 3-digit number, base 3. So you now move. When you reach, now if it's in base 10, before you meet a number like this, you will count 19. But if you are counting in base 3, this is where you will reach 12 before you meet that number like 20. But we'll call it. And trying to meet 1000 if it's in base 10, you will meet 999. But in this case, it will be 222, like a kind of 222 base 3 is when you will get that 1000 base 3, kind of 1000. That is how it will be going. Then if we are counting in base 2, it will only be 01 number that will appear. So in that 01 number, if we move to count that base 2, we now start repeating them. That is 10 base 2. Next one is 11 base 2. The number ends. Then if you move on, you now meet 3-digit number, which is 100 base 2. So like a kind of 100 in base 10. If you continue going, you now meet 111 base 2 before you now meet 4-digit number, which if it's base 10, you will reach 999 before you meet 4-digit numbers, which is 1000. But in this base 2, you will only reach 111 base 2 before you meet 4-digit numbers. So that is how we should have been counting 1 to 3 had it been we make use of any base naturally. But professionally, like in computer system make use of base 2. That is why you see that only 0 and 1. Even in most of our electronics, when we now see in the switch, we see 0 and 1. 0 is off, 1 is on. They make use of base 2. That's why we only see only 2 numbers, 0 and 1. In our real life, there are other places we make use of base number system, like in crates of eggs. Crates of eggs make use of base 12 before you can say this is a crate of egg. If egg is 11, you cannot say it's a crate of egg or a dozen of egg. It must reach 12, which is the base, before you can say this is a dozen of egg. Even in minerals or malt, Minerals make use of 24. Minerals make use of 24. That is why we can say one crate. If it's 23 bottles, you cannot say it's one crate, except you complete it to 24, because before you can say one crate. And in our time make use of 60 base 60. Seconds to 60, seconds to 60 to start afresh, seconds to 60 to start afresh. From this seconds to 60, you get minutes, get hours, and get days, and get years too. From this seconds, 60, 60, 60 repeatedly. So that is how this number-based system is very important in our life. Then there are ways which we calculate it in mathematics. There are patterns. This is just theory. I just explain how 1, 2, 3 should have been counted had it been you make use of this base. But there are ways we calculate it in mathematics. You can convert base 10 numbers to other bases like base 8, or you can convert base 8 or other numbers to base 10. And there are other technical questions in that number-based system in mathematics, which I will also teach in my next video. So what you just need is to follow me on Facebook and subscribe in my YouTube channels for you to get many things concerning calculation in all subjects. Thank you once again for watching. I appreciate it. Just keep on and watching. You will learn more. Thank you so much.